started. Share some stories. Glad you're here. Okay, you guys, excuse me. Excuse me. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? No. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, there we go. Testing, testing. All right, you guys, welcome to Blackbird Restaurant. We're so glad you guys are here with us to really shine a light, to do what we can, to really, what John and I, and Brandon, and Peter from Blackbird, what we want to do is we want to make this cause, what is happening in Ukraine, personal for all of us. We want to be able to share some stories. We want to share some photos that are on some of the monitors around here. We were on the news this morning on Channel 2, thanks to our friend Lisa McAllister, who got us on. So we are doing this because we really believe that it feels good to be able to make a difference in a place that is experiencing so much pain. And for me, it feels very overwhelming when I watch the news. And as our friend Lisa said, we cannot stop the bombs from falling in Ukraine, but we can come together and provide clean, safe water, which for those of you that have been researching or hearing the news about Ukraine, water is a huge deal. There's cholera outbreaks happening. There's a lack of it all over the country. And our partners are saying this filter right here, we're live streaming, so I'm showing our live stream people. Our bucket system right here, and a backpack system, which we'll show you in a minute, created, patented, invented by our dear friend John DeYoung of Water for All. Is truly saving lives, and we all get to be a part of that. So we want to share a couple stories. We definitely want to encourage you to donate. $65 provides one of these double bucket systems to 15 to 20 people for 2 to 3 years. And if you don't have $65 to give, $5 or $10. If a bunch of people give a little bit, it becomes a bunch of money. So you can give cash. You can write out your check to Water for All. You can take a credit card donation. The link that is on your table will take you to the seeds. To our friends in Thailand who are experiencing human trafficking, and we're empowering survivors to be free. You can be a part of that too. So we are committed to making a difference around the world all year long. So please consider making that a monthly donation. But what I promised in this gathering today, I believe stories really can transform not only how we see the world, but how we see our part in the world. And Brandon, my husband, is one of my favorite storytellers, and truly, I couldn't
Thank
do
you
this
for holding
work
your applause.
without
I'm glad.
So we, Terry Adams, John DeYoung, and I, along with a team of other folks from Water for All, were in Ukraine in May. And we went there because we wanted to make this cause personal for ourselves and be able to bring stories home, to be able to share these stories with our friends and our community back home. We are going back in August. John, Brandon, me, and a few other maybes that may be coming as well. And I asked Brandon if he would share a little bit of the why for him to come on this trip. It's a dangerous mission. We're going into the east of Ukraine. And so we don't do this casually because we have children we love and friends we love. But it matters to us so much to get there. And I wanted to ask Brandon if you would share why it is that you find it important enough to risk your life to go and be a part of this mission.
I'm good.
I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to give you my phone.
Okay, good. Thanks, Denny.
I didn't know I was risking my life, though. That's news to me. Maybe I'll change. No, thanks. It is, there's lots of whys about why I chose to go on this trip. And it's, the most important ones is the obvious one. When I have someone like Sarah, my wife, that is so passionate about things like this, and I'm talking to her when she's over there. And we're kind of keeping the household intact, but be married to her. But even me, I know for everybody here, and thanks so much for being here, because it's such a big deal to be out here on a Saturday. Everybody's got kids. Some people probably aren't feeling good. You just recovered from COVID. There's inflation. Gas costs a lot to get here. There's a lot. But yeah, it means a lot. You could have been anywhere today, and you chose to be here for a little bit on a Saturday to help support people in Ukraine. So the big thing for me was even I, who had a spouse in Ukraine with some good friends like Terry and Ricky and John, who were over there, even I was getting compassion fatigue. I just told a friend about that word today. And it's horrible. Like, I'm taking a shower, I'm going down and watch TV, and it's Ukrainian news again, and I'm flipping it off. And I felt guilty about it. And I was like, gosh, and that's just human adaptability, right? That's how we get through our day-to-day. You can't just keep on focusing on the negative. And you guys might remember, Jim from The Office, John Krasinski, right, during the COVID outbreak, and he got Some Good News. You guys watched that SGN? We all watched that because we just wanted a respite, right? So I'm like, this is good news. This is good news. In a very bad situation, this is SGN, this water thing. And so for me, bystanders, and that's what I want to be. This is me not being a bystander. And that does not mean you have to go to Ukraine to not be a bystander. That does not mean you don't have to donate today to not be a bystander. But if this impassions you in any way to maybe talk to that neighbor you can talk to, that homeless person you see all the time in the corner of Colorado and Colfax, you drive by every time, it's the same person. You don't even gotta give them any money you don't want to, but say hi. That kind of energy, I really believe, and that compassion just builds up, and it's this big momentous thing, and that will affect people in Ukraine. Sounds crazy, but it will. So the big thing for me was that the second, and I won't bore you with all this information, but as a physician, it's very easy for me to think black and white. Like, okay, bandages and antibiotics and IVs and things like that. And that's what they need, because they're in a war-torn country and they're being destroyed. They're infected and they're injured. These are things we haven't seen on our streets here very often. But without water, none of that works. You're dehydrated, you're gonna die. You can't even clean surgical equipment without clean water. So that's important. We need that stuff over there. But water's a priority. You can live 3-4 minutes without oxygen, 3 days without water, 3-4 weeks without food. That's why it's urgent. That's why we have to go back. So this is not, Lord willing, our last trip either. We have to be consistent, and we have to go there, under promise and over deliver. Help these people. When I think John or Sarah might have shared earlier that there are mayors in certain cities in Ukraine that are asking specifically for this filter. Specifically for this one. They all need clean water, but they want this one because it's portable, it's inexpensive, and because it's portable, it travels. People can't be targeted around a big filtration system that doesn't move. That's a great place for people to bomb and to gather, and the Russians know that. And I want to be very careful. This is just a side. I don't want to make this a Russian-Ukrainian thing in my mind, because Russians are people too. If a Russian comes up to me and needs clean water, he or she's getting clean water. It doesn't matter. I'm going to call it Putin versus Ukraine. That's just my thing. I don't like to call it Russian thing. They're awesome people too. Probably the majority don't like what's happening, maybe. But the water thing is important because for me as a physician, it makes sense medicinally. And then I like the idea of just not standing back and doing nothing. And again, it doesn't mean you have to be in Ukraine to do that. It doesn't mean you need to donate today. You don't have $65, like Sarah said. She said it wrong. Give 1,000. You don't have 1,000, give 10,000. You have 10,000, talk to us. We'll take it to dinner. On us. But that's the Yeah, I do. So yeah, that's basically the story. If you have any big questions, it's for John and Sarah. Thanks for coming.
This is John's son. So you guys, here's what's happening next. Our dear brother Gregory is going to keep playing music. The food, if you haven't eaten yet, this is one of the best restaurants in town for healthy, delicious, amazing food. And they have Ukrainian drink specials that they put on the menu just for this, for us today. They're donating 10% of all of the proceeds from their food and drink to this fundraiser. So it's just cool. You know, the restaurant's doing what they can. If we all do what we can truly make a mighty difference. And for those of you that are joining us live or on the replay, you too can join. Truly, if we all do this around the world, we can impact some extraordinary change. And real quick, Kara, my soul sister Kara is also here. So for those on the live, I'm going to put the post in here. Threads Worldwide this is Kara, and Threads Worldwide is what?
Hello, everyone.
Tell us about Threads.
Hi, people. Okay, so at Threads, we partner with women in emerging countries around the world, 8 different countries like Ethiopia, Guatemala, Ecuador, Indonesia. 8 different countries. They make beautiful jewelry and accessories. I may be wearing some. Sarah may be wearing some. And we have the absolute honor and privilege of creating a marketplace for these incredible products. So, at Threads, we believe in what we call an elevation ecosystem. How can we get all the good people doing the good work to do it together? Sarah is a perfect example of that. We've been buddies for years and just in contact all the time. What are you doing? What am I doing? Let's do it together. And we're so grateful to be here. 25% of anything that we sell today at the Threads table is going to be donated to the cause
Online
here.
too.
Online.
Okay, so guys, welcome, mingle. Some of my favorite people in the city are here, so make sure you table hop a little bit. Let us know if you need anything, food and drink wise. Lisa, did I forget anything? Okay, love you guys, thank you, and Gregory will be back with music soon.